Hi, it's Tamika Schilbe, and I want to share an experience that I recently had speaking my truth. So I'd had 72 hours of difficult travel, delays, having to be really persistent to get on flights that I needed to get on, multiple airlines, all that kind of stuff, sort of like your classic nightmare trip, with many miracles dotted in there for sure, but lots of also lows. Let's be honest about that. I was sick. Anyway, you can imagine I was in a kind of a weakened state. Well, I'm running through my last flight, the airport, to catch my last flight, and I'm the last person on the airplane. It's New Year's Eve. The plane is full. Lots of people have already started their celebrations and are drinking, that kind of stuff. And there was a group of a few young men I had to get my carry-on luggage into the compartment above their heads. So I'm reaching up. I'm going to let you fill in the blanks. Above them, there are these young guys, and they are not looking at my face, let's just say. And the whole airplane speaks Italian or Maltese maybe, and so I don't have any clue what they're saying. They're not actually being so obvious, but these things you can totally feel. And then I end up sitting down right beside one of them. We're both on the aisle. They're looking at each other and kind of like winking and looking at me. Well, in the past, what I would have done is shrink in this situation. I would have caved. I would have just thought, okay, get through this, you're gonna be okay. Like, for safety reasons, I would have just shut myself down. And I'm like, no, I am not ending 2016 with this kind of energy. I'm not gonna be the victim as we end this year and go into 2017. No way, that's not happening. So what I did was, and I could see the glances as soon as I sat down in my seat, there's these glances back between this guy across from me and his friends in front who were kind of going along with the guy beside me. They're looking back and forth, and then they're looking at me, and I just looked at this young man in the front and I just went. And then the young guy, and so he suddenly shut off his friend, and it was kind of starting to shut down this guy across from me. So I looked at him and I went, no, no. And I actually made my energy bigger instead of shrinking. Normally I wouldn't have done this. It was amazing to experience it because he instantly knew what I was talking about, and that affirmed that, yeah, I wasn't making this up in my head or being a prude, let's say. No, I'm not an object for your entertainment. I am a human being like you, and I deserve respect. Respect women, young man, was what I was thinking inside. And he completely stopped. I mean, the whole energy around this group of young men changed. It was completely different. And actually, then I felt him fidgeting for the rest of the flight. It was a short flight. He was fidgeting and uncomfortable, and I could feel his awkwardness and how this was a way that he masked his insecurity. I could feel him. By standing in my power, I actually was able to join with him. I mean, obviously, he's had this modeled. Little boys don't grow up just doing this. He's had this modeled either in his family or certainly in the culture. Well, if you have ever experienced this before, speak up. If it's safe to do so, if you know that you're safe and you have the inclination to do it, you don't have to make a big scene. I certainly wasn't going to say, hey, you didn't treat me well and da-da-da. I wasn't going to do that. But when someone comes at us like that, we have the right to stand in our truth, speak up for ourselves, and not let their energy take us down. And I want to thank Glennon Doyle Melton for this practice because it was something that she wrote about an experience she had and standing up for herself that actually made me do that. And so these are these nuggets of wisdom that when we share them with each other and we honor each other, we have the power to create a new world. We are giving birth to a new world, and I'm so excited about it. I hope you stay true to you, and if this was helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below, or if you've had an experience like this, or if you get me, I'd love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day.